Got the audio, just no video, no cascading today. Well, that's it then. You don't get the cascade. HFR from the floor, mistrade Matt Davio. I don't know why it didn't happen. Oh wow, now it's I think the hack that happened in Russia is market vitals, the levels you need to triage the market. It must be happening here. Wow, Matt. That's all I got to say was wow. How you doing, Matt? Little chopping broccoli today.
Yeah, options, quad options, noisy day. Directionless, up, down, red for the week. So there you go.
Matt, where do you want to start? Where do you want to jump off? Do you want to talk politics?
Let's talk USGA. Let's talk how exciting the US Open is. We got two amateurs right now in the mix. And so this is another example of, amateurs stand no chance. But I'll be rooting for him.
When was the last time an amateur actually won the US Open? Bobby Jones?
I can't tell you. Yeah, I can't tell you.
Lee's going to get right on it. I know that.
Lee's right on it.
I know that. And we had congratulations to Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm. Great game. Great game. Great call. 6 games, smashed them like the amateurs they were.
And Draymond, I thought the funniest thing in the whole thing was what he made a 3-point shot. And one of the announcers says, I think he's feeling it. He was like 0 for 30 attempts. And all of a sudden he makes one. That's kind of how my trading sometimes is. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling it.
It was pretty cool that 1933, Lee says Johnny Goodman, not John Goodman, but maybe it was John Goodman's dad.
It was Benny Goodman's brother, way back in the day. All right, Matt, we're going to talk crude later once the kids go to bed. We're going to talk Father's Day. We're going to talk the reality that the government is actually biased crazily. I mean, I thought they're supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people, but we're going to point out how ridiculous that notion is.
How about Putin coming out like today and just calling out the U.S. for being
he's just swinging
colonists. I mean, right in their face.
He is swinging. Matt, let me share because I want to share the College World Series bracket. I think I want to share first. Get your thoughts. Matt's a giant Michigan fan, and the only thing that he is more of than a Michigan fan is a Domer hater. I think that pretty much goes,
Domers, Buckeyes, and Celtics.
I was actually rooting for the Celtics.
I know everybody was, but if you grew up a Pistons fan in the 80s, you're never going to like the Celtics.
Yeah, exactly. All right, College World Series. Why wouldn't we talk about it?
And by the way, that's the irony of Draymond versus the Chief and McHale. They were the biggest C's in the world.
We're gonna have to put the kids to bed early tonight. Matt, NCAA College World Series. I want to talk just a little bit about the nuance here, because we kind of talked about it like Live Golf taking on, the PGA, and this is just the NCAA. It's really not taking on itself, but the format and the interest has just grown every year.
Yeah.
For several decades. I mean, I remember 20 years ago, people would leave the floor and say they're going to Omaha for the weekend for the College World Series. And we're like, what? They actually do that? But now,
it's fun. If you're a baseball fan, you get to watch all the, best. There's definitely some future major leaguers out there on the field, and it's affordable. It's an affordable experience versus going to anything with the pro label on it. Why wouldn't you take the kids to something like that?
All right, so you got Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Notre Dame, Texas, Arkansas, Stanford, Ole Miss, Auburn. I think Arkansas won it last year, no?
I don't remember. I can tell you that's 4, 5, half the teams are SEC.
Yes.
That whole bracket too is SEC, but for Stanford, and then Texas A&M is SEC.
Well, you get to play year around. Let's face it. I mean, it's
And
a
then
huge
Oklahoma,
advantage.
and then Oklahoma and Texas. What are they? What I don't even, where are they now? I forget where they landed.
I don't know.
Southwestern Big 12 Conference.
All right, who are you picking? Pick somebody.
I'll go with Notre Dame.
You would never put money on it. Lee says fuck Boston, by the way.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lee. Hats off to Lee.
Rather be a hater. Sometimes drinking haterade is the only option. Matt, before we go any further,
again, let's tip our hat to Steph Curry. 4 NBA championships, something LeBron will never do.
And humble the whole way.
And seriously, not a bad dude. Humble the whole way, and he likes to golf, and he doesn't get political. That's what I want in my sports guys.
Right on. Hey, Matt, Manja Bundle. I know we talked about it. Available at Amazon.com. But it came, Matt, and I demolished those fries with the bacon habanero ketchup. Oh, my God. Ridiculous. A little spicy, though. It's not for everyone.
Zinger.
It's a little bit zingy. Matt, I wanted to talk about, we talk about this all the time. The at least trusting each other. Let me go on this thread, though, because I saw this, and I just want to get your this graphic. It's supposed to be telling you, this is from Lex Friedman. The media is self-organizing, division-creating machine. Agreed. And they're trying to rank left and right. And it just blows me away. And this is a Market Vitals fact-checking operation right here. You're trying to tell me NPR and USA Today are center? I knew you'd laugh. I knew you'd laugh. Give me a fucking break, right? Fact checker, USA Today forced to delete articles over fabricating stories. Okay. Not only should they be forced to delete, they should be forced to not call themselves a news organization.
Yeah.
Right. And then everybody remembers NPR with the NPR's managing editors saying we don't cover stories that aren't stories. We only cover real news stories. And Hunter Biden's laptop is it's not a story. Thank you for that centering. Matt, and while we're at it, while we're talking about the shit show, because it is protecting the powers that be, this one here, and this has to do with the EV summit, right? Tesla not invited. The government is having an EV summit, and Tesla is not invited. GM is invited and running the summit. They produce 26,000.
Well, they have union employees,
right? Tesla delivered 300,000 EVs. I mean, you can't tell me that the government is by the people, of the people, and for the people when this shit is just what goes on.
The other funny thing this overnight was the SpaceX open letter to Elon.
And then they fired him.
And he said, good luck. Good luck finding another job.
We talk cycles all the time.
Good luck finding another job in aerospace when I run this industry. And sends a message to the other employees who want to send an open letter to Elon that you are still an employee. And at will, you can be fired tomorrow.
Bingo. Man, let's look at Tesla.
I wish we could do that. By the way, why can't we do that with governmental folks? Why can't we, if they don't do what they say they're going to do, which is every one of them, and I will be centrist on this, let's just clean house.
I agree.
Everyone, just wipe them all out. All 700 Congress folk. I'm not even called people anymore. Folk, the woke folk. All right, Matt, come on. Let's wipe them all. Let's wipe them all out, Bobby. Let's wipe them all away and start over fresh.
We can talk Tesla because that goes right. All these EVs for sure are going to dampen demand for crude at some point. You would think. Let's go Tesla first and then crude.
Again, not gonna happen overnight, but okay. Hang on one second. All right, Tesla green, because it's Friday and it's expiration, and we bottomed down there at 625 or so yesterday, and we're on our way to 500. So take every rally you get. This isn't really a big one, but take every rally you get and sell it because we're going to 500. and that may be from 775. I don't know, but we're going lower. We're definitely going lower. And the next time we pass through 600, we'll go to 500. But sell every rally. If you're not involved, sell every rally.
You know, Matt, it is a gorgeous profile. Some holes to fill on the upside, but you know, it's a heavily traded name for sure. So again, Matt's trading. Matt, are you trading? Yeah. By the way, Matt, I'm wearing I had sold I got my protective glasses on because there's a lot of shrapnel out there.
Well, I told you, it's going to go two ways. It's not going to be directional today. It's going to go two ways. And
and that's what the standard deviation chart said right away. And I kind of ignored that and at my own peril.
Well, again, we have a brand new federal holiday on Monday, which is affecting the way people behave because they can't wait an extra day like they may have. Some people probably do. They'll go, I don't want to play on this day. So now you got that added piece of it, which is weird. Like, it's actually weird when you think about it. Like, this holiday is right after quad witching. Do you think there was some thought in that? I do, actually. And don't get me started.
All right, let me get you started on crude because it is the weekend. It is Father's Day weekend. So we got to talk about some more uplifting things as we run that way.
Well, I mean, crude's just down a smooth 10.5% today, garden variety sell-off. I mean, it's just normal, right? I guess Joe Biden's been doing his work. That's what he's going to tell us, at least on Monday, after he comes back from his 3-day Juneteenth holiday. I would love to be a buyer down here, 102 to 92. So please keep coming. Because we're going
to that's a several month.
This is going back to the, to the Biden oil spike. I mean, the Putin spike. But again, folks, before this whole Putin thing that Biden is blaming it on, crude was trading at 94 and already up 78% since he took office. So don't, again, you want fair and biased, you need to watch Market Vitals. We're centrist. We'll tell you because the prices tell us. We don't make up we have opinions.
For sure. And I love, listen, I learned that a long time ago.
We have opinions and we're wrong. But
exactly.
We tell you when we're wrong.
And you let the chart, you live and die by the chart, not by your opinion.
Right. So pretty ugly day for the crude. And again, it just kind of felt like it wasn't doing much, and all the talk and everything, you just kind of felt like it was going to take a break and take a spill. But at the end of the day, this is a big, basically $40 bracket. So
I mean, say that one more time, because
it's a $40 bracket.
It is a $40 bracket, and when you look at it, again, it's a beautiful profile. It's meaty. I mean, there's been
this is one quarter. This is March until June. I mean, that's all it is. This is one quarter. And it is very meaty. I don't see it, I don't see it trading under $90. So great. Somebody had some sell orders on today. Somebody big, and probably was the Fed. They're lightening up their balance sheet.
Are you telling me they've been long crude since it was?
Why not? Negative? They're long everything. The repo's in play.
Right on. Well, I said it earlier, man. If they're not trading, they're doing it. That's the only thing that can save us. Mm-hmm. Is that the Fed is actually good at trading, right. and doing that trading.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of Elon here and bring up this one. This one, Jack and Coke, available in a can. Now, you knew this was coming, right? You knew this was coming just in time for looming surge in recession-related alcoholism. Thank you, Michael, CFA. So, the seltzers, they had their run, right? Why not Jack and Coke? This is a great marketing ploy, and people like to drink. I think brown liquor is punchy liquor myself. That's why I'm wearing the protective lenses. But Brown-Forman owning Jack Daniels. Let's take a look at Coca-Cola and Brown-Forman as we go into the recession.
Well, he was talking about Coke, but the actual Coke is KO. Coke is just the distribution arm. So I'm not going to look at that. That's not as liquid to me. This is the real Coca-Cola KO and the knockout punch. And it is, you like that too? The knockout punch KO?
KO'd.
Punch.
TKO.
Yeah.
TKO. You know what, Matt? That's actually looking fairly interesting to start.
Yeah, you know,
you know where your risk is.
Again, paying a 3% dividend. Sugar water is not going on the style. Drink
Wait
it.
a second. How about this little inside of? We have two pieces of inside information. You have another real estate story. I have family that works in the manufacture of coffee inputs. Like, so if you have a coffee shop and you have chocolate sauce or caramel sauce or Matt, their sugar provider here in the Pacific Northwest says we have no more sugar for the rest of the year.
Really?
Because of the ethanol mandate. Again, unexpected consequences. Because of the ethanol mandate, all the beet sugar is going to be used for making ethanol.
So not only are they going to make us green, but they're really going to make us go full.
You know, we talk about unintended consequences.
So the whole, you know, stop refining, producing oil, no more digging, blah blah blah. Right? That kills that business. And again, it's literally the government killing these businesses. And now you're saying that they're going to kill the diabetics.
Yes, we're gonna kill diabetes.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that if Biden is successful with that, that will be the first thing that he's done positively, if he can get rid of all the diabetics that we have on the payroll today. So
well, one or two things happen. It's either not available, or if it is available, it's way more expensive. So your Starbucks.
So that piece of the story, along with this chart, makes you like go, I don't know if I want to buy it then.
Inputs, and it's the number one input, right? It's water and sugar and food coloring.
Lots of food coloring.
Right. All right, let me bring something else up. I got a lot of great content today. I'm firing. Listen, Matt, we want to get out the vote, right? And apparently Barbie must be a Democrat because she's already wearing "I voted" sticker and she's got another ballot in her hand. It must be a Chicago vote where they made stealing elections great.
Well, and then and then Elizabeth Warren wants to make sure that you can't track the 2001 mules.
Now, again, let's talk about. Let me share because that is the. I actually have that, Matt. I actually have that. That article. Warren proposes sweeping ban on location and health data sales, and her angle here is that if you can track people, then you could see if they were trying to have an illegal abortion if Roe and v. Wade is overturned. So they look at your metadata, what you're searching for, then they track you.
Well, and she doesn't want to, you know, telling you if you're outside Kavanaugh's house with a rifle. So she doesn't want them to get.
Wait a second, though, because this is a great conversation. I mean, this is the yin and the yang of it, though.
Yeah.
Right? Because I actually agree with her. I don't want the government, I
understand.
And if they are going to track you, maybe they should have a warrant that says, listen, we're tracking these people because of this.
Right.
Or that. I mean, that makes sense. Amazing. Again, who would have thought in the same broadcast, we would have said Elizabeth Warren is on spot and Joe Biden is going to cure diabetes. You can't make it up. You can't. I mean, those are long shots for sure.
Definitely long shots.
All right, Matt. Back to a Coca-Cola. How about Brown-Forman, the Jack and Coke, the Jack side of the Jack and Coke?
Give me that symbol. Give me that symbol.
We'll leave Barbie up here.
Give me that symbol again.
Lee just said that's the scariest thing ever. We all agree with her. Again, though, you know, they want to protect. It cuts both ways.
So it's like a knife. Brian Adams.
We both agree that personal privacy is basically the biggest cornerstone this country was founded on.
Yeah.
Personal liberty and privacy and rights.
Brown-Forman trading $63 off the high of 82. Does not trade very liquid to me, but you know, speaking of liquids, I'd like to buy it at 50 more than I would at 63.
Does it pay a dividend?
Little tiny 1.2%.
Come on, Brown-Forman, you got to do better than that.
Yeah.
Right.
1.2. Yeah, not a big deal here.
So maybe you need to own, you need to own Philip Morris. So you have your alcohol and cigarettes, and together it's a more uniform.
Right. Yeah. You got to, yeah, maybe they need to be doing like, kind of like barbecue bundles like you do.
A bundle. It's all bundles now, Matt.
So what would we call that?
I'm ahead of the, Jack and Coke and a smoke. I don't know. Don't get me going. Matt, this one was shared by our friend Longplex. And that is, and he's in Canada. He is, I believe, west of Toronto on Lake Erie, in a very beautiful area. Honestly, I've driven it. It's one of the prettiest places. I mean, I thought, Grosse Pointte's pretty, Matt. I thought, the North Shore of Chicago is pretty. For sure, the Hamptons are pretty. This particular area is freaking gorgeous, man. Anyway, he said he's talked to a neighbor who listed their home 6 weeks ago. A few showings in those last 2 weeks, not a single showing. Zero, nada. Matt, I thought about this. Like, we talk about it all the time. You gotta participate when there's action. And there's nothing there. What are you gonna do? It's like nobody goes salmon fishing when there's not a salmon run. Like, you don't go down to the river that's got stacked with salmon when there's a run. You just don't go there. Nobody goes if they're not running. Right.
Yeah, you make the call. You make the call, and you find out if they're.
3 months ago, this market was ridiculously hot. I don't know what people were waiting for, but they missed the run. They missed the run.
Well, put that little tweet that I put up there in there for you too.
Which one?
It's in there. Take a look. Talking about, it was from Gold Telegraph. At Gold Telegraph.
At Gold Telegraph.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, yeah. All right, Matt. Well, bring up some. Maybe we talk about lumber, because if nobody's selling a house,
yeah, let's talk about. We can bring.
For sure, nobody's building a house.
Yeah. Well, there's more being built today than any time in the last 15 years. So also not a good sign, right? And to your point, Bob, we followed lumber here quite a bit, and it is, it's really on the same trajectory trend that it has been on. But don't forget the COVID low for lumber. Okay, back in the normal days, 248. We still got a half off to get there. And why wouldn't we go back there? Yeah, we're in the hole. We're in this hole. We're filling it in nicely. 456 was the recent low last summer, and we're going down. Now it's demand destruction, price and demand destruction at once. Zero bid 30, as I like to say. Zero bid 30. It's wide.
Now that I'm back and looking at it, you're right. Why wouldn't it go fill and we used to? I'll save that for the children. We used to bounce around in that lower range. All right, Matt, this is what you shared from Gold Telegraph.
Yep.
$3 trillion from U.S. retirement accounts have been wiped out this year. Retail traders have now lost all the money they gained or where's he getting that from? Retail trading accounts. That's just a buy and holder assumption.
Well, it's just all traders. I mean, pretty much 99% of the traders are retail
hodlers.
Yes.
Right. Digital rocks, land and monkeys selling for millions in 2021.
I like that. That last sentence said it all for me.
And we've covered a bunch of them.
Yep. A lot of monkeys. Selling.
A lot of monkeys.
Yeah.
And again, Matt, when we got the end of the month coming up here sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
If this thing is just starting, I don't know how many times I got to say that. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here.
Yeah, and again, everybody's expecting a big rally, so then it doesn't come, and then they keep expecting the rally, and it doesn't come. This will be 10 out of the last 11 weeks red, unless we somehow get up to 11,890 or so, which is another 500 points. Which again, in this market, I'll never say it'll never happen.
Well, for sure. I mean, you
so buy some 11,800 calls right now on the NASDAQ, because we're only 500 points away from break even for the week. We got 2 hours left.
All right, man. I want to bring it up because I didn't. Hold on. Bong. We got the daily here. I want to fractal out because it's the last day of the week. I just want to point a couple of things out here. Perfect. He's trading again, everyone. See when he's looking down, he's trading. Bitcoin, Matt, Bitcoin on the weekly Coinbase. Look at this chart. Please, Matt, look up. Stop trading. Look at this chart. It's falling away. The potential is falling away.
And again, that 28 that we pointed out, we bounced off already the one time, and now it's just struggling. Like it barely found any buyers there. So that just proved my. Here's the other thing you see too. Right now, the lower collar comes in at 13.9.
Yeah. Next week or Sunday night when we
I was going to say over the weekend it could get down to 9,000.
It's just falling away.
Yeah.
And then if we look at the equities, I actually got to go down so I can get the continuation chart because the SEP forward chart is not going to do it for us. Same thing, SPOOs falling away. NASDAQ falling away. Dow Jones, make 10,000 great again, falling away. Here's the problem: these are falling knives now.
Yeah.
And where's it going to bottom? I don't know, but I'd at least like to see, the daily, for me for sure, like the 610 start to round, the daily start to round. That will lead to the 3-day rounding, lead to the weekly rounding. But right now, this is falling away on the weekly, and if you let's just stick with the Dow Jones. If you fractal out to the monthly, this has just started. It's just started. Anyway.
And oil, again, how big is that bracket? $40.
$40.
That's this quarter. We've just been boinging around $40 brackets. And that's why the market moves so fast. It's not because of anything that Biden said. It's not because of anything. It's just we're in the end of the quarter. Rollover is finishing, again, we got all that stuff. It's over. And now once we roll to next week, we have 6 weeks. Think about this, Bob. We have 6 weeks until the next Fed meeting at the end of July. And guess where the Fed meeting lands? Right in the heart of earnings. Well after a significant chunk of them have already reported. So,
All right, let me do something. Let me jump right back in here because I was wondering why the hell don't I have more data than that, because it was on the micros instead of the bigs. What's going on here? What are you seeing? You seeing the chart?
No, hold on. Yeah, I see your chart.
Okay, all right. Again, this is the SPOOs. Now, amazingly, and let me just say this, amazingly, on the monthly, like every time that we've been in this situation over the last, and we've talked going back to 2008, like the Fed's been able to monetize our way out of this, right? With inflation ripping, I'm not sure that's the same scenario.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder because they can't cut. They can't cut. They may pause, but they can't cut. And again, there's no way earnings are going to be good. This is when we're going to start seeing some of this across the board, right? And we're going to have all kinds of.
He's trading. He's trading. He's not getting filled. He's moving orders. Unable. You ever see the movie Kelly's Heroes, Matt?
Yeah, love that movie.
Let's go back to Carol O'Connor telling I got the game on here. Who is this Kelly guy on the front? All right, Matt, I also wanted to share this since it is Father's Day. I like this one from Dave Barry. On the perfect Father's Day, there would just be Dad wearing his oldest surviving undershorts, free of pressure, maybe just sitting in front of the TV watching the NBA Finals. There would be no conversation other than Dad periodically observing that these players today could carry the ball across Montana and never get called for traveling. I mean, I saw a couple yesterday too.
And when Van Gundy says Euro step, I'm like, oh my God.
It's
It's like
unbelievable.
two here, a hop there, and another step.
Man, it happens every time the ball's in bonded. If the
Five
guy's
stop,
got,
5 steps now is legal in
you
the
get
NBA.
2 steps before you have to put the first dribble down. It's
Well, pretty
unreal.
soon baseball, you're just gonna, as long as you're close to the bag, you're gonna be safe.
Matt Rodney said, I remember the time I was kidnapped and they sent a piece of my finger to my father, and he said he wanted more proof it was me. You know, my dad hit me once, but it was with a Volvo. I stole that from somebody. I don't know who said that.
Rodney Dangerfield just said, if my dad and I used to play tag, and when
He'd drive.
He'd drive. Yeah, he'd drive.
Oh, and then I liked Ray Romano saying having children is like living in a frat house. Nobody sleeps, everything's broken, and there's a lot of throwing up.
Here, give it. Where is? Can you copy and paste that to me right now?
That's it. That's it. That's just from greetingcardpoet.com. Father's Day's quotes. I'll share it in the network, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
See, I can copy and paste with the best of them.
You're
All right, Matt. Anything else you want to?
Game. We got hockey. We got hockey now. Basketball's over. Football's coming up. Oh, by the way, you know, I saw like 7-on-7 pad lists going on already in the NFL, so we're getting close. July starts practice, and I don't think we're going to get to the 80s here before August this summer.
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, I got to tell you, I'd much rather have this heat than the heat that some people are suffering through.
No, I love this.
I'm not good with it. I'm not good with the heat, man.
Good with the heat.
I'm not good with the heat. All right. Anything else? Anything else?
You know, you got bonds way up again. They're up 4.5 above the low yesterday. Monster moves on the ZB, 131 to 135.5, hanging up at the top here at 135 as we speak. Everything's bullish except for crude. So, you know, that's today's theme. Sell everything oil related, and you know, Biden can go to the beach with Jill and have a good old time, and I hope we get to see him with the shirt on.
Things I never thought.
With an ice cream cone.
Oh, I don't know who's more inducing of vomit, that or Bill Gates.
Maybe they'll be
Let
together.
me ask you a question. Who do you pick? Who do you pick?
Maybe they're together at the beach.
Who do you pick in a beach volleyball game? Uncle Joe or
fucking he's spiking the ball so hard on Gates's head. Yeah, spiking it so hard. It's a 4-foot net. It's a 4-foot net, but they're going to tell us he got so high over that net and just spiked it on Gates's soy tits. It was great.
All right, let's try to be like NPR, Matt, and USA Today and stay in the center here. Center left, maybe. Center left. July 27th, camps 91 right now on the East Coast. Good grief. What is it going to be, 60 today? 60 and
59 was the expected high today. 59.
59. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. That's what we got. Anybody else? Lee, anything? Wilson, anything?
Lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did?
Yeah, lying in bed just like Brian Wilson dead. That's the actual lyric, Matt.
We got 2 hours left, and we're at the highs pretty much across the board. And oil down at the lows. Oil closes in 20, but we'll keep trading. Looks like the sell algo is full on in. So don't try to catch a knife. Wait for 102 on Monday, Tuesday, whenever we reopen.
Again, man, in these markets, I really think that you got to be patient, and that's what the standard deviation modeling and the longer range profiles give you. I mean, obviously, you need to interact in the market. But those two things give you patience, finding time frames that are reactionary, and that profile especially lets you know that, you know, like you said today, why wouldn't we run and we did run early once we entered that 5-day value range.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, let me just bring that up because I'll show that real quick here, Bob. I mean, we had the open up 200 on nothing, and then they ran them down right to the low of the value area here for the week, which is about 11,140. If you bought that, you just got yourself 200 points, and now it went up to 400. So distribute, sell some more, and it still could go to 450, 500 today. This is just the 1 week chart. Why wouldn't we go up there? I said it this morning. Why wouldn't we go to 450? We got to 400, pretty close.
And this is great because
nice trade if you're
Wilson just asked, do you see a sell-off? Well, when you're in the middle of the profile here, I mean, Stottlemyre would say, flip a coin. Like, I don't.
Yeah, no, this is from a person who likes to swing trade. There's not much going on today, except for that buy down there at 140 or whatever it was. That was your trade.
Right. And so, I mean, this thing could rip people's faces off, especially with the dynamic of
with oil down $10,
oil down and the triple witching of expirations. Who knows where that who's
yeah, we could see a 200-point move from here. Still, like, it wouldn't surprise me.
Either way. He's trading again. He's trading again. Can you guys hear the bing? Can everybody else hear the bing? What he's not texting. I'll tell you that right now. All right, that's what we got. That's what we got. Matt, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Wilson.
Happy Father's Day, gents.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And please retweet.
Go out there and make somebody laugh today.
Share, retweet, plagiarize. If you like. We don't really care. HFR signing off. Thanks, Matt.
Great one, Bob.